Hi, it's Brian LaCroix. Patient outcomes for cardiac emergencies are among the best in the country at Allina hospitals and clinics. Our heart centers at Abbott, Northwestern, Mercy Hospital, and United Hospital have led the way in the treatment of STEMI patients, resuscitation of cardiac arrest patients, aortic dissections, and much more. On the pre-hospital side, few EMS services around the country can lay claim to the level of innovation that we've experienced here at Allina Medical Trans. With the passion and clinical discipline that Drs. Lick and Satterley have established in our practice, AMT has been setting new benchmarks in EMS excellence. Recently, we've embarked on a new project as part of the North American Lucas evaluation. Did you know that Allina Medical Trans has the most experience using Lucas of any EMS service in the country? We're one of 4 sites around the country involved in this evaluation, and I'm going to turn this over to our Director of Clinical Services, Susan Long, and a fellow named Dana Yost. Dana is a paramedic. He's the clinical program manager for this evaluation, and he's going to explain about this evaluation.
Thanks, Brian. I'm here with Dana Yost with Resurgent Biomedical. He's the clinical manager with the North American Lucas evaluation. Dana, can you tell us a little bit about Allina's participation in the project?
Sure, Susan. Thanks for inviting me to this podcast. What this is in a nutshell, Susan, is a project that is sponsored by YoLife, which is the company that makes the Lucas device that is located in Sweden. And they have asked us, which is Resurgent Biomedical, it's a consulting company out of Seattle, to manage this project. This project is in 4 cities, and it just so happens that Allina Transportation is one of those sites. So you can see Austin, Texas, Anchorage, Alaska, Contra Costa County EMS in California, and Allina Transportation make up the 4 sites. Just give you a basic overview of the project. This is a pre-hospital project sponsored by YoLife. It is not an in-hospital project. So what we're looking for is 300 sudden cardiac arrest cases using Lucas devices. All 4 sites are up and running at this point. We're using a total of 60 devices. 30 of those devices are in the Allina system. And this is going to last about 6 months is what we figure it will take to get 300 cases. Basically, our intention is to collect data in a couple of different formats. One is a usability study that is helpful for the manufacturer to figure out what they need to do to make the next generation of the Lucas device. That comes from an end-user survey that the clinicians here at Allina get to fill out after each use. The secondary piece of data collection is from the general sudden cardiac arrest data that Allina collects routinely, and we'll use those 2 devices to come up with publications about the Lucas device. Kind of a busy slide, but most important to notice is on the left-hand side, those are the 4 sites. The second column shows how many Lucas devices each of those sites currently have. And then the third column is how many Lucas uses during this project, which started in January and ends in June, have that they have acquired. And then you can see the second number is the total amount that we expect that they'll have over the 6 months. So for instance, in Allina, there are 30 devices. Since January, we've included 8 sudden cardiac arrests using Lucas, and it's expected that you guys will include about 100 by June. Many of you have had the opportunity to fill out a survey at this point as clinicians, and so I'll just show you a quick shot of one of the questions. Is a basic first question of about a 15-question survey that you get to fill out online, and we're looking for any comments you have. There's opportunities for you to fill in comments. So when you complete one of those surveys, they come into the database, and this is how I look at them. So for instance, here you can see that there's a total of 6 responses on that particular survey, and you can see we can look at overall percentages that each of those questions give us information. So very useful information, and it's instantaneous. As soon as you complete the survey, we have the information. So where we are now, all 4 sites are up and running. All agreements are signed. All sites have been trained. All sites, and basically, Austin was the first up and running in the project. But as many of you know, Allina has been using Lucas devices for a long time now, and so you have over 200 cases. In fact, yesterday I heard somewhere in the range of 265 cases. So that is a great resource for this project for you guys to have that much historical data on this. Anchorage and Contra Costa were both added in January, so all 4 of those sites are up and running. I won't spend a whole lot of time here, but interestingly, like most projects, there are always challenges. We talked with IRB here in Minnesota and went through that process, and had all of the sites we have to have an agreement in place so that we both sides know what's expected. As far as the project goes, from a clinical standpoint, we've had some interesting challenges with O-rings and special needs of different sites. Each site is not the same, so it's been very interesting.
Dana, over the course of this project, how might you be interacting with clinicians and the rest of Allina Medical Transportation on this project?
What my intent is, as the clinical manager, is to make sure that things are running smoothly. And so we want to get down to the end user level and talk to the people out on the streets that are actually using the Lucas device, because we found that if you're using the device, we usually get some pretty good feedback as to how we can change things in the future. I know that there are future generations of the Lucas device being developed at this particular moment, and the YoLife company is looking at the end user's comments to decide how to change that device.
I'm also curious why Allina Medical Transportation was chosen to be one of your 4 sites.
So, interesting question. The short story is Allina has probably, for sure, the largest database of Lucas uses in the United States, and maybe even in the world, with 265 uses. So that's a huge resource for this project, plus the fact that the clinicians have a lot of experience with the Lucas device here helps this project go smooth. And the other sites are looking to Allina to learn from them. The other thing that we found was that Allina does a pretty good job of collecting sudden cardiac arrest data, and that's a really important part of this project. So that was very critical in the decision-making process to include Allina. So we're real happy to see this Allina in this project.
And one final question, if clinicians are interested in getting some of the access to the reports and the data at the end of this project, how might they be able to access that information?
We're attacking this from a couple of different angles. One, on a monthly basis, this project puts out a newsletter that is supposed to reach all the way to the end user, and so you can kind of get a feel for how the whole project is going, not just the project in Allina, and it helps to kind of network between different providers and keep you informed as to what's going on. As published reports come out and case studies, they will have Allina's name on them, and so therefore we'll make sure that we do a good job of making sure that the end user clinician has those available to them at each one of the sites.
Great. So when we get those reports from you, Dana, we'll be providing those on our newsletter and also on our Allina Medical Transportation website on the AKN, so people have access to those reports. Thanks for your time with us, Dana, and we'll see you in 4 to 6 weeks.
Use of mechanical CPR devices like the Lucas are gaining interest and success. With your participation in this evaluation, you're going to be helping rescuers in the future do a better job for their patients as well. So if you have a use of the Lucas, please remember to complete your survey. If you have questions, check with clinical services, and thanks for your good work.